Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining today's podcast. And my name is Benacel Agbor, and my co-worker on this podcast is going to be Motunrayo Odeyemi. And together, we're going to be delivering on a topic entitled Scrum in the Workplace, or how Scrum or Agile principles can be applied in the workplace and what the benefits are for an organization adopting the Agile framework today. Right, so we'll take you straight now to the topic at hand, which is Scrum or Agile principles in the framework in the organization. So, what is an Agile principle? Perhaps you must have heard that, or you must have come across that word somewhere. Agile. What is Agile? Well, change is a constant factor, and those organizations that fail to adapt equally risk to fail. And so to achieve success, organizations must be able to adapt, respond, and improve. This is where business agility makes all the difference. And why is business agility important in the workplace today? Well, what is business agility again? It is the ability of a business or an organization to adapt to change and to deliver value. It's not just about following traditional rules in a system of hierarchy where the laws flow from the hierarchy to the co-workers. Now, this one is iterative and is all about delivering value following a process of rules and processes while remaining flexible, collaboratively, and effectively, while constantly delivering value through the process of improvement. And so, for businesses to be able to effectively implement Agile framework in the organization, they have to effectively build up a system, or there is a system that they must follow. What is that? The Agile workflows. These Agile workflows help teams achieve and show clarity, efficiency, and coordination throughout the entire life cycle of the project, and equally helps the teams to meet up with the deadlines consistently while helping the team with all the resources that they need to manage, mitigate risk, and of course, in the end, meet up with the project timeline. So, I'd like my colleague, Motunrayo, to come in and be able to share with us what other benefits we might have applying the Agile framework in our organization.
Thank you for that, Benacel. So, in today's world, Agile has completely transformed the way modern teams work, allowing them to be more adaptive, collaborative, and customer-focused. But if you are new to Agile, it might feel overwhelming at first. There are so many frameworks, terms, and best practices to learn. And think about how quickly things change in business world today. Customers' preferences shift. New competitors emerge, and technology evolves faster than ever. Traditional project management methods, where everything is planned upfront and executed in linear fashion, often fail to keep up. So Agile is designed to help teams thrive in uncertainty. Instead of spending months planning a project only to realize that the market has changed, Agile teams work in short cycles, continuously adapting and improving. This means faster delivery of products and services, best collaboration between teams and stakeholders, and a greater ability to respond to changes and customer feedback. Agile isn't just for software development anymore. It is used in marketing, HR, event planning, and even personal productivity. No matter what industry you are in, understanding Agile can help you work more efficiently and deliver. So that would be my input for now. Thank you, Benacel.
Thank you very much, Motunrayo, for that input. And that takes us to the second part of our podcast, which is what is the benefit of the Agile framework or the agile methodology in an organization. First of all, I like you just to remark or take the note on the fact that one of the most widely or commonly used agile frameworks today is the Scrum. And the Scrum is a lightweight process framework for agile development and the most widely commonly used one, just like I said before. And it's also often used to manage complex software and product development using iterative and incremental practices. Well, for an organization in following the Agile methodology to be able to achieve the goals, based on what they're striving to achieve, they must be able to follow what we call the Agile framework. But then, what is the Agile framework or principle that every organization striving to achieve success must follow? One, the Scrum artifacts is what they will strive to follow. These are product backlog, sprint backlog, or the increment. Well, what is the product backlog? Someone might ask. Well, let's put it like this. These are small portions of task or a huge task that's been subdivided into smaller portions so that each task is concentrated effectively. And at the end of each task, a deliverable is achieved. So, for the product backlog, who designs it or who brings that into play? The product backlog represents all the work the Scrum team knows and needs to do in order to deliver the product. And the product owner is the one assisted by the Scrum Master that brings to light what we call the product backlog, which is made to bring out all the decisions what they will do next. It will be included in the product backlog. And so the product backlog will have product backlog items, which represents something that needs to be done, broken down into smaller tasks for further clarity, and must be understood by the entire Scrum team. And so this product backlog item will have a sprint goal, or they will have a goal, which describes the objective of the product, through which at the end, or whatever direction is put to be able to perform that task, the goal would have been achieved. Hello, Motunrayo, have you got any input as far as the Scrum artifacts are concerned, and how important it is that an organization adopts them?
All right. Oh, thank you, Benacel. So I said, as you rightly said earlier, Scrum is one of the most widely used agile frameworks. It provides a structured way to implement agile by organizing work into sprints and into sprints short focused work cycles. And it has three key roles. You've mentioned the product owner, who sets priorities, and we have the Scrum Master, and development team. So we get into that later, into the roles of the Scrum team. So I would say Scrum is lightweight but very powerful because it helps teams deliver value quickly while continuously improving. Many agile teams use Scrum because it keeps things structured while remaining flexible. So, talking about sprints, sprints are the core of agile and Scrum methodology. A sprint is a short time bound period between 1 to 4 weeks, where a team works on specific set of tasks. And during a sprint, team commits to completing the selected tasks and avoiding distractions. So during the sprint, we also have daily stand-up meetings to help keep everyone on track. And we also have testing and refinement continuously. And At the end of the sprint, the team showcases their work for feedback, which is during the sprint review. And the goal of a sprint is to deliver something valuable in a short time, rather than waiting for months to see results. So at the end of each sprint, the team is expected to deliver something valuable. So as we move forward, we are going to talk more about the roles in Agile, helping from yeah. So that's it. Thank you, Benacel.
Thank you very much, Motunrayo, for that input. Yes, she's clearly been able to help us understand to some extent these different what we call the sprint circle processes, which involve the sprint, the daily stand-ups, the sprint execution. I'm sure you must have probably heard of that and you're thinking, what are these? Well, these again are some aspects of the Scrum framework, and these are what must be adopted by an organization. What? Because these are the methodology that's going to help them to be able to perform the task more effectively while following the Scrum methodology. And so, therefore, let's critically look at what these sprint circles are. What is a sprint planning? Well, before a work is performed, the Scrum team come together to talk about what they're going to achieve, what was the goal. And once the sprint goal has been achieved, they then decide on the plan. How are they going to be able to get to the deliverables? And therefore, when that has been decided, needs to be decided next is how often do we meet or do the Scrum team meet so that they are able to tackle perhaps whatever problems or setbacks they have. And this is therefore where the daily stand-ups come, which is very important because it helps the team to keep focused, it tracks the progress. And after that, what does the team next will need to do? Perhaps Motunrayo can help us with what the sprint review or execution and retrospect. What are these and how do they help the organization to be able to achieve its goals in this firm methodology? Can you please help us with that, Motunrayo, so that our viewers can be able to understand how these three processes, which are the execution or the sprint execution, sprint review, sprint retrospect, what are they and how do they help the Scrum team to achieve their goal in the Scrum methodology?
All right, thank you, Benacel. So the sprint execution is a time frame where the team works on the tasks that they have selected during the sprint planning. It could be between 1 to 4 weeks. So depending on how the Scrum team operates, if their sprint is usually a week or two or maximum 4 weeks. So during this period, the work on the tasks that have been selected during the sprint planning. And at the end of every sprint, Scrum teams hold two important meetings. I actually call them important meetings, which are sprint review and the sprint retrospective. So this meeting ensures that teams are continuously improving and delivering value by but why although they sound similar, they serve different purposes. So I'm going to talk about the sprint review first. So sprint review is showcasing the work done during the sprint. It's like a demo day where the team presents what they have completed during the sprint. And the goal is to gather feedback and ensure that the work aligns with our business and customer needs. So we have in attendance the Scrum team during the sprint review, which consists of the product owner, the Scrum master, and the development team. And we also have the stakeholders, which could be customers, managers, or other teams. And during this sprint review, the product owner reviews the sprint goals and what was completed. Then the development team showcases the finished work, which is usually a demo, and the stakeholders provide feedback and suggest improvement. Then the team discusses what to work on next based on the feedback that they received during the sprint review. And this is really important because it keeps the team connected to real world needs. Instead of waiting until the end of the long project, feedback happens frequently so that teams can adjust and improve their work earlier. Alright, so we are going to go on a short break now, and when we are back, we are going to continue from where we stopped. We are going to talk about sprint retrospective and common challenges in sprint and how to overcome them. So we'll be back. Thank you.
Bright Simons, Ghana. Social innovator and champion of supply chain integrity. Bright Simons is a Ghanaian social innovator, entrepreneur, and policy activist known globally for combating counterfeit products and strengthening consumer trust through technology. He founded and serves as president of M-Pedigree Network, the social enterprise behind a mobile-based system that allows users to verify the authenticity of medicines, seeds, cosmetics, and more via SMS using unique product codes. Educated at Presbyterian Boys Senior High School in Accra and later reading astrophysics at Durham University, Simons launched M-Pedigree in 2007 as an NGO to tackle the devastating impact of counterfeit drugs in Ghana. That SMS-based verification technology spread rapidly across Africa, South Asia, and beyond. It has protected millions from unsafe medicines and contributed to meaningful reductions in counterfeit drug circulation. Simons and M-Pedigree have earned global recognition. Named a World Economic Forum Technology Pioneer 2009, featured among MIT Technology Review's Top 35 Innovators Under 35 2013, winner of UNESCO's NetExplorateur Grand Prix 2011, and listed by Fortune and Fast Company among Africa's most innovative enterprises. Beyond technology, Bright serves as Vice President of Imani Center for Policy and Education, contributing rigorous research and policy commentary. He has been appointed a Senior Visiting Fellow at the UK's Overseas Development Institute and sits on international boards such as Salzburg Global Seminar, Microsoft Africa Advisory Council, the Lancet Commission on Health in Africa, and the Africa Population Health Research Center. Bright Simons' work bridges innovation, governance, and social enterprise. His efforts have transformed supply chain transparency, saved lives, empowered smallholder farmers, and elevated African-led solutions on the global stage.
Welcome to Join Momentum, where we're not just a company, but a community of digital innovators. At Join Momentum, our mission is simple yet powerful: to accelerate digital talents and business productivity through practical work experiences, trainee internships, and talent placement. We believe in the transformative power of hands-on experience and mentorship, so all our associates learn by doing, not just theories. Through these efforts, we build innovative products and solutions that address user needs and create value for our candidates, clients, and stakeholders. You can partner with us in our mission to accelerate digital talents and increase business productivity by working with us, hiring our talents, or investing in us. This is Join Momentum.
Tired of learning job skills from textbooks? Meet Job Simulator AI. We've built the first AI platform that lets you practice real jobs in a safe, virtual environment. It's like a flight simulator, but for careers. Practice real jobs, get real proof, build a portfolio of completed simulations, earn performance badges inspired by industry leaders, showcase verified skills to employers, get instant AI feedback on your progress. For educational institutions, be among the first schools and universities to give your students practical job experience before graduation. Limited early access spots available. For businesses, sponsor industry-specific simulations to showcase your brand, build a pipeline of practice-ready talent, connect with candidates who excel in your simulations, transform employee training and reduce onboarding time. For training providers, add hands-on practice to your existing courses, differentiate your offering with AI-powered simulations, give learners verifiable proof of practical skills, scale your training impact globally. For students and job seekers, stop wondering if you're ready for that dream job. Start practicing it today. Join our early access waitlist. Ready to revolutionize job training? Sign up for early access at www.jobsimulator.ai. The future of work is hands-on. Don't just learn it, leave it.
You're welcome back from the short break. So we'll be continuing from where we stopped. We'll be talking about sprint retrospective. So sprint retrospective is about improving the process. While the sprint review focuses on the work, the sprint retrospective focuses on the process. This is where the team reflects on how they work together and find ways to improve for the next sprint. So the sprint retrospective is mainly for the Scrum team. So it's between the product owner, Scrum Master, and development team. So the stakeholders are not present during the sprint retrospective. So now we'll be moving on to common challenges and how to overcome them. So I'll be handing over to Benacel. Benacel, you have the floor.
Right. Thank you very much, Motunrayo, for really helping us understand the different agile and sprint activities and why all of these play a definitive role in the Scrum and Agile framework. My colleague just introduced about the next level of the podcast that we will be discussing subsequently. But before that, it was equally good that we talk about the different roles of the Scrum team members, which you must have heard about the developer or the product owner or the Scrum team. Who are they? These are core members of the Scrum Agile framework, and what different roles do they have to play? Well, we would like to take you first to the very, very primary person of the Scrum team. He is the product owner. You must have heard about it. Who is the product owner and what does he do? The product owner is the sole person responsible for managing the product backlog. Sometimes he just gets assistance from the Scrum Master, but then he is the one that works with the stakeholders, and so he's got the product goals, and so together with the Scrum Master, they are going to be the one to manage the product backlog. Another function which is definitive for the product owner is that he is the one that orders items in the product backlog to best achieve goals and missions. Why is this important? This really helps the team to focus on what has to be specifically done. And because it is specified in the product backlog items by the product owner, the Scrum team find it easy to understand and execute. So, another function of the product owner is optimizing the value of the work the development team performs. Nonetheless, he also ensures that the product backlog is visible, transparent, and then clear to all, so that the Scrum team will work on next. So these are some of the many roles of the product owner, right? Now we go on to the Scrum Master. But before that, I'm sure my colleague will have something more to add onto the definitive roles of the product owner. So I'll introduce you again, or pass on the mic again to Motunrayo.
Thank you, Benacel. Yeah, so like you rightly said, the product owner is responsible for ensuring the team works on the most valuable task. And the product owner is the voice of the customer, defining priorities, and the product owner represents and the customer and decides what features or tasks are more important. They manage the product backlog and ensure the team is always working on the highest value. And their job is to balance customer needs, business goals, and technical feasibility. So yeah, that's it.
Right, thank you, Motunrayo. And that now helps us to move on to the next part, or a member of the Scrum team, the Scrum Master. We have used this word perhaps more than once during this podcast, and you perhaps have the question in mind already. Who is the Scrum Master? He is a part of the Scrum team, but he performs and helps the team as well to perform at the highest of their level. He protects the team from both internal and external distractions, and the Scrum Master as well, because he works a bit more hand in hand with the product owner we'll talk earlier. He knows what are the goals of the team, and so his role is to coach the team, helps them solve some disagreements that will help them to take focus to the work that they have in delivering. And also, the Scrum Masters have a very important role in the Scrum team. He is not just a supporter, but he's equally there to make sure that the Scrum principles are clearly understood and are applied. This helps the team to achieve its goals very, very definitively. Perhaps you have some other thoughts about the role of the Scrum Master, Motunrayo.
Yeah, yes, I do. I would just like to mention the fact that the Scrum Master is not a manager, but rather the Scrum Master helps the team remove obstacles and improve collaboration. So the Scrum Master is a coach and a servant leader, but the Scrum Master does not manage the team because the Scrum team is self-organizing. So the Scrum Master helps find solutions so they can stay focused on their work. Yeah, thank you.
Right. Thank you very much for emphasizing that as something that's very important as far as the role of a Scrum Master is concerned. We have other members of the Scrum team. They are the developers. These are the core part of the Scrum team because they do the work which is at the background section, but also it's very important. And what are these? You might want to just briefly go through them. They are the developers, the designers, the business analysts, the quality analysts, and the test engineers. So these together form the Scrum team. And like we've already outlined earlier, they work collectively and iteratively to make sure that they understand and apply Scrum principles while performing the work at best. And now we're going to be moving to the last part of our podcast today, which is understanding what are the setbacks? Of course, we know that, like every other organization, there are setbacks that the company or an organization should encounter as they mitigate some of the risk. So, what are the setbacks of applying the Scrum framework in the organization? Hello, Motunrayo. Have you got something vividly that you'd like to tell us today as far as the setbacks, or what are the problems that are quite common in the organizations applying the Scrum framework?
Yeah, I would like to talk about one of them, and that is scope creep. So, and this happens when you start keep getting added during a sprint. When the sprint is already in progress, maybe the stakeholder might just come with a new feature or something that should be added during the sprint. So this can make it very hard to complete the original plan. And to prevent this, the team needs a clear sprint goal and a well-defined backlog. And this is where the product owner should be able to say no, because it is very, very important. Because adding new features or new tasks when the sprint is ongoing can make it very hard to complete the sprint goal and deliver value during the after the end of the sprint. So, and another thing is lack of collaboration. So, the one important thing is that Agile thrives on teamwork. Teamwork is very, very important. If team members don't communicate, things can fall apart. So, and this is where daily stand up comes in. It helps keep everyone aligned. So, it's very, very important for Scrum team to communicate, because communication goes a very, very long way in Scrum team. So yeah, this is what I'll be talking about for now. So I'll be passing the mic to you, Benacel.
Right, and to that, it brings us to wrapping up the topic on our podcast today. What have we been talking about? We've been talking about Agile in the Scrum framework, which is the most popular aspect of the Scrum framework, quite widely used in most organizations today. And that Agile is very important because it helps companies to be able to mitigate the risk while delivering success. And so we've equally come to realize the importance of Agile as respect to helping companies stay focused on their goals, as opposed to traditional mode of application where teams only respond to changes from hierarchy. The Agile framework helps teams to mitigate their risk on time while delivering the product success at the same time. And so we equally talk about some of the members of the Agile framework. They are the product owner, the Scrum Master, and the development team, and both of which, or all of which, play an iterative part, communicating in different aspects of their work, while being able to deliver their project goals on schedule. And now we've equally seen the different practices that sometimes, if not properly applied or perhaps not applied to the proper degree, can be problematic to delivering the goals of the project, just like my colleague Motunrayo just rightly said. And so, listeners, I'm sure by the end of our podcast, you may have now benefited fully understanding the Agile framework and how it helps in the workplace in achieving companies or organizations deliver the best of goals while mitigating the risk common. Thank you.
Yeah, so for those that are new to Agile, they can try using a simple, they can start small by using a simple task board like Trello, planning 1 week sprints, and holding check-ins with their team. So learning by doing is actually the best way to understand Agile. And like I've said earlier, Agile isn't just protecting it is useful in all kinds of work, whether you are managing a project or even you are planning your personal stuff. So yeah, Agile is for everyone. So this will be the end of our podcast for today. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
Next episode on Join Momentum Launch and Learn Podcast.
Welcome to Join Momentum, where we're not just a company, but a community of digital innovators. At Join Momentum, our mission is simple yet powerful: to accelerate digital talents and business productivity through practical work experiences, trainee internships, and talent placement. We believe in the transformative power of hands-on experience and mentorship, so all our associates learn by doing, not just theories. Through these efforts, we build innovative products and solutions that address user needs and create value for our candidates, clients, and stakeholders. You can partner with us in our mission to accelerate digital talents and increase business productivity by working with us, hiring our talents, or investing in us. This is Join Momentum.
Tired of learning job skills from textbooks? Meet Job Simulator AI. We've built the first AI platform that lets you practice real jobs in a safe, virtual environment. It's like a flight simulator, but for careers. Practice real jobs, get real proof, build a portfolio of completed simulations, earn performance badges inspired by industry leaders, showcase verified skills to employers, get instant AI feedback on your progress. For educational institutions, be among the first schools and universities to give your students practical job experience before graduation. Limited early access spots available. For businesses, sponsor industry-specific simulations to showcase your brand. Build a pipeline of practice-ready talent. Connect with candidates who excel in your simulations. Transform employee training and reduce onboarding time. For training providers, add hands-on practice to your existing courses. Differentiate your offering with AI-powered simulations. Give learners verifiable proof of practical skills. Scale your training impact globally. For students and job seekers, stop wondering if you're ready for that dream job. Start practicing it today. Join our early access waitlist. Ready to revolutionize job training? Sign up for early access at www.jobsimulator.ai. The future of work is hands-on. Don't just learn it, leave it.